The American Express Platinum card and the Chase Sapphire Reserve are two luxury credit cards that are hotly debated on which one is the best. So that's why in this video, we're going to focus on which card may be best for your certain situation. We'll also talk about the annual fee and mainly focus on the lounge access and comparison between the two. But before we do that, go ahead and that like and subscribe button because it helps us put more information out like this to people that may be looking at comparing and getting one of these two cards in the future. All right, so to start out, we're going to talk about the American Express Platinum card that has a hefty fee of $695. And for the majority of people out there, they may go ahead and account this one out because of how high that price is. But don't count it out quite yet, just because I do believe that even though this high fee of $695 is there, I believe that you'll get that and more from the benefits and all of the perks that come along with it. So like I said earlier in this video, I'm not going to be focusing on all the small little details that go into this card and what makes it so great. And if you were interested in comparing that and getting a deep dive into the American Express card, that will actually be up at the top that you can link, as well as the end of this video that will go into it and tell you how to utilize it and make more than that $695 back off of it by utilizing it appropriately. This video, I'm going to talk about how I do believe that even with this high fee, I would be comparing the lounge access between the American Express Platinum card and the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. So on the American Express Platinum card, the lounge access is pretty robust, and I do think that it is worth it if you are traveling on a regular basis to be able to take advantage of all the lounges that they offer, just because of that. Because if you have that long layover, that couple hours, and you're hungry during lunchtime, then that does make a big difference. If you were to go to the American Express website, they will be talking that there are approximately 7 different lounges that you can go to, as well as a plethora of that will fall under the priority pass. So they are offering the American Express Centurion Lounge, the American Express lounges. If you are flying Delta, then you will be allowed to go onto the Delta Sky Club Lounge, the Escape Lounges, the Priority Pass Lounges, which has over 1,300 different lounges that you can go and utilize, Airspace Lounges, and the Plaza Premium Lounges. Now, this is a pretty robust list, and I do think it is great. Me personally, I will use the Centurion Lounge if I am in an area that has that. I fly Delta very commonly because I'm flying out of Salt Lake, and so I do use the Delta Lounges on a regular basis. And I will also be using some of the Airspace lounges because that is something that some of the airports that I fly to don't actually have any lounge in that besides some of these smaller little lounges like that. I actually just found out that I flew into San Diego the other day and they have an Airspace lounge but no other Delta lounge when I was flying through Delta. And so I will be utilizing this in the future during my frequent visits over to California, and I will be going and hanging out that lounge while we wait for our flight. So that's a great perk that I did not know, and I continue to find something new every day that I have this card because it has all kinds of great perks associated with it. Now, I do want to talk about some of these lounges that you may not hear or utilize very often, because if you don't know where they are, you don't know what they can offer you, then you're not going to be utilizing them to the best potential. So specifically speaking, Airspace Lounge, it has a few lounges out there. There's not that many. It definitely has 3 different locations. Of those 3 locations, they're going to be the Cleveland Hopkins International Airport, the John F. Kennedy International Airport, and then the San Diego International Airport, which is the one that I'm going to be utilizing in the future. And if you want to learn a little bit more about that, then you can go to the airspacelounge.com website, and they're going to tell you about all the different availability and the perks that come along with them. But generally speaking, it is very similar to the Centurion and the Delta lounges, where you can get some free food, drinks, and just hang out away from all the hustle and bustle of the airport terminal. Now, the other lounge service that I do want to highlight is going to be the Escape Lounges. And this one's pretty good because it has a bunch of other different options out there that you may be flying to a different airport that does not have a Delta or Centurion lounge or even an Airspace lounge, and you can use the Escape one. And this one's pretty great because it pretty much will be mirroring what you're getting at the Centurion as well as at the Delta lounges, where you get some more premium food. You get the free bar service associated with it, the free Wi-Fi. Some of them will even have showers, which is nice if you have that long layover or you're doing one of those red-eye flights and you need to freshen up before you head out. Now, the Escape Lounge is located in a couple different locations. Well, they are in California, Nevada, Arizona, Alaska, Minnesota, Ohio, Connecticut, Rhode Island, South Carolina, and Florida. And if you're curious in which airports they are in, you can go to the escapelounges.com and they're going to give you a list of all the different lounges as well as the amenities that come along with it. Now, the last little perk due to lounges from the American Express Platinum card is going to be the Priority Pass. And I think this is a great option if you're at a place or have a quick moment where you can step away to one of these lounge access that is supplied through the Priority Pass. Now, you're not going to get some of the great big lounges and the amenities that come along with it like you will with the Delta Lounges or the Centurion Lounge, but there are a couple other little small perks that I do want to note. The Priority Pass, once you are signed up for that and you have activated your account, it really opens up your options. You can go anywhere from Africa to the Asia Pacific, continental Europe, Latin America, Middle East, North America, the UK, and Ireland, and be able to utilize a lot of this card and the functions that come along with it. Now, for me personally, I will be flying to Atlanta on a pretty regular basis because I have some family over on the East Coast. And at this airport, I am able to utilize the Priority Pass to get me into a couple different lounges that I would not necessarily get with the Centurion or with the Delta Lounge. Specifically speaking, you can get Priority Pass options to get you into the Minute Suites, which maybe the Centurion or the Delta Lounge is just too far away, but the Minute Suites are scattered throughout the airports, and you can get in there for a short period of time. They give you an hour's time there that you can get in there. It's a private room, and you can take a quick nap, hang out, do what you need to do, recharge, and get ready for your next flight. So I think that's pretty great. And specifically at the Atlanta airport, I've utilized this one, and I do recommend it. It's pretty nice to have. The other option that they have on there is that with the Priority Pass, you can get into the club at Atlanta, which is a really big club that's very similar to the Delta Lounge as well as the Centurion Lounge. So that's a pretty great option as well. Now, another perk I want to highlight with the Priority Pass is going to be going forward with some of the perks or some of the offers that come along with the Priority Pass in the airport. I will be personally flying into Los Angeles as well on a pretty regular basis as well. And so with that, I was able to take a look at what is offered with the Priority Pass. And some of the things I want to talk about is going to be at Terminal 1, I'm able to go to the Refresh Spa. And if I was to go to the Refresh Spa, then I would be able to get 30-minute lounger massage or a 15-minute lounger massage plus aromatherapy, 10-minute head massage plus aromatherapy, and it kind of goes on. And so you can kind of click through these and see which ones you are able to utilize. Another one that I kind of like to look at is that you can go to Unwind Gameway and you can get some free time if you have time between your flights to go and just play on some of their monitors at some of those games and just kind of kick back and relax. And so with the Priority Pass, it's some of the things that I wouldn't normally do. I wouldn't normally spend my money on, but I'm able to take advantage of it and, you know, kind of do some of these things, these gameways or these massage areas that you know, I me being a little bit frugal wouldn't spend that money and wouldn't pamper myself to do that. So that covers a lot of the American Express Platinum cards and the lounge access that comes along with that. Just utilizing those, eating the food, covering a lot of your meals while you're traveling. It's going to cover some of that $695 annual fee associated with the card. The next one that we're going to talk about is going to be the Chase Sapphire Reserve. That has a hefty $550 fee, way less than that $695. So a lot more people may be able to swallow that and move forward with this card. But I do think not only the lounge access that comes along with this one, but some of the other perks and benefits that come along with it definitely will pay for that $550 credit, and I do believe that you will be able to get your money back and more with this card as well. So we'll go ahead and focus more on the lounge access. If you're interested in a little bit more deep dive into the Chase Sapphire Reserve, then I'll put a link up above as well as at the end of this video so that you can go and take a look at that as well and make a decision between these two cards. Now, as far as for the lounge access, this one is a little bit less and not as robust as the American Express Platinum card. Chase is really focusing on their travel credits as well as their points back so that you can utilize those to make more travel possible with those points. But specifically with the lounge access, they are only focusing on the Priority Pass, which is still a great option, just like we talked about in the American Express. Everything that we talked about there, you'll also get with the Chase Sapphire Reserve. So over 1,300 different lounges, from the gameway to the massages to getting with the club at Atlanta. There's a whole bunch of them out there, and the best way to know if this card can work for you, if you only need these few little lounges with the Priority Pass, or if you want some of the other ones like the Centurion Lounge or the Delta Lounge, then the best is to go and look at those and see which airports you're going to be flying to the most, and seeing which ones you're going to be utilizing, which card is going to fit your budget the best. Now, Chase Sapphire Reserve, Chase is making their own lounges similar to the Centurion Lounge. They're supposed to be coming out sometime in 2022, 2023, but they haven't actually come out with when exactly that's gonna happen. Now, they have come out with their suspected locations. So they did put out 6 different ones. One's gonna be in Boston, Hong Kong, Las Vegas, New York, Phoenix, and San Diego. Now, I actually haven't seen any of these been developed yet, and I'm sure they have been slowed specifically because of COVID, but we do expect to see those coming out soon so that Chase Sapphire Reserve can actually compete with the American Express Platinum and their Centurion lounges. Now, I hope this did give you some good information, comparison between the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the American Express Platinum card. If you are going to make a decision between these two and you got some good information from this video, hit that like and subscribe button. It helps a lot. And as always, I want to remind you that we are here from your first penny to your first million. We'll see you next time.